In this video, we'll talk about a unique concept about how to be a productive ADHD mompreneur. This concept requires a different kind of thinking, very suitable for our ADHD brains. And this concept answers the question, what makes us productive or not productive? I think we often focus on the first part, which is what makes us productive, but we also have to think about what makes us not productive. That leads us to the second question of what makes us do or not do something. This unique concept that I'll introduce to you, I fully learned it from this book, The Human Element. Instinctively, I was already applying the concept, but when I read the book, it reinforced it, and then I modified it for our ADHD brain. And this unique concept has to do with fuel versus friction. And fuel versus friction, you can think about it as fuel as what makes you do something, what makes you go. I know it's backwards, bear with me. And friction has to do with what makes you stop from doing something, what's stopping you from reaching your goals. So that's what friction is. Think about fuel and friction as go and stop, go and stop. It's not the same as punishment and rewards because as we talk about this some more, you'll learn that punishment and rewards actually go to fuel. Very interesting, right? So let me dive into fuel first in this video, and in the other videos, we'll talk about friction more. Fuel actually focuses on motivation and intent. The reason for that is we're always in our society, we're so ingrained in thinking what can motivate someone to do something? What was their intent? Why are they doing something? As a lawyer, I'm well trained to think about motive and intent. What is the motive for the crime? What was their intent for doing that wrongdoing? And in society, we actually have been taught to think that way instinctively. Most people don't realize that they're thinking about fuel because it's so automatic for us. And motivation and intent plays a role in figuring out whether we're using good or bad fuel. As I mentioned earlier, that punishment and reward goes under fuel because that's where good and bad fuel is. Good fuel are those reward systems that we implement for ourselves or for our kids who have ADHD. Good fuel such as stickers as rewards or positive reinforcements, any other treats or more time with their devices if that's going to motivate them to do their homework. Or and then there's the other part, which is the bad fuel. That's where the punishment or discipline comes in, which is if you don't do your homework, I'm going to take away your devices for the entire day. Another bad fuel is when you're trying to discipline someone at work or at home. If an employee is not doing something, then you give them a demerit, as opposed to good fuel. If an employee is doing something, we give them bonuses so that they do more of that action. What fuel and friction really is about is what can we do to make someone do more of what we want them to do. That's what fuel is, as opposed to friction. What can we do to stop them from doing what they're doing that we don't want them to do? Or when it's applied to us, what is stopping us from being productive? That goes under friction. And fuel is what will make us more productive. As I mentioned, because fuel is so ingrained in us, we always think about when we're not being productive, what can make me be more productive? Oh, I need more reward system. I need more positive reinforcement. Or maybe I need to discipline myself more. Maybe I need to do more self-talk in terms of tough talk. Those are the things that we think about when we talk about fuel. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, what fuel does, because that has worked for different situations. But I invite you to think about friction. What is stopping you from being productive? What is stopping you from doing something? And it doesn't have to be being productive at work, but also what is stopping you from reaching your goal? What is stopping you from being healthy? All that question we will talk about more when we delve into friction more in our other video. I'll see you there.